Broadcast first. Sponsored by Matex Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
It's been a nice day today. We've got temperatures still pretty mild at this time of the day. 37 in Champaign, 38 in Danville, 45 though in Springfield, but a very pretty sunset occurring right now over Champaign on our Adams Memorial weather camera, I should say, on our Roofing Dog INET. Winds are coming in out of the southwest between about 10 and 20 miles an hour. And as we go into the overnight hours, we do expect a little bit more in the way of some cloud cover as well as some patchy fog, but we have more in the way of some sunshine as well as mild temperatures for the week ahead. WCIA 3 News starts right now.
Now on WCIA 3 News.
It was a stop that almost turned deadly. How an arrest was made after someone shot at deputies. Plus, major changes are coming to the way police do their job. Why not everyone's on board with the governor's new law enforcement bill?
And also tonight, they were essential to all of us getting through the pandemic. Who's being honored today in Urbana?
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA 3 News at 6.
Very rarely do people fire at the police with firearms.
But that happened last night nearly 10 times. Champaign County deputies were shot at during a chase. Good evening. I'm Paul Cicchini.
And I'm Jennifer Roscoe. That chase started last night with a traffic stop in Urbana and ended in Vermilion County.
Now, John Bennett is facing gun charges and attempted murder. Go ahead.
WCIA 3's Courtney Bunting live in Urbana where this all started. Courtney, this is the second time they have been shot at recently.
Jennifer, that's right. The last time was in November, and I talked to Sheriff Dustin Harmon about this chase, which started in this area and ended up on the interstate, and he explained what deputies did to make sure no one was hurt. A traffic stop quickly spiraled into a chase along I-74. It started when a Champaign County Sheriff's deputy pulled over a car by Circle K in Urbana.
The deputy who pulled them over was actually a canine officer, and so another deputy came to assist her. She ran her canine around the vehicle, and it alerted on it.
The dog smelled something in the car.
At the point where that dog alerted on the vehicle took off.
The driver got onto I-74 and headed toward Vermilion County.
Between Cunningham and University Avenue, then the passenger of the vehicle started shooting at the deputies.
Sheriff Dustin Harmon says they think John Bennett fired at deputies around 8 times during that chase.
While this was occurring, the female driver of the vehicle called 911, and she said, "I can't stop, the passenger won't let me."
The chase continued on I-74 all the way to Vermilion County. Investigators say the suspect vehicle never went more than 70 miles an hour.
Then the passenger got on the phone, and he essentially said something to the effect of, "I'll stop shooting if you back off, and I'm going to kill everybody, and I'm going to kill myself."
Deputies finally got the car to stop on a country road east of 49.
The female left the vehicle and came to law enforcement.
Negotiators spent 3 hours talking to Bennett to try to get him out of the car. Eventually, he threw his gun out of it and went to police.
We are fortunate to have a lot of trained deputies on scene last night, including one that was a negotiator for our SWAT team.
Harmon says it was a reminder of why de-escalation tactics are important.
There are a lot of potential outcomes that just didn't happen last night.
Explained that they don't believe the woman who was driving the vehicle had been kidnapped, but they do believe that she was already with Bennett and at some point got involved in that chase. And when she called 911, it was clear that she wanted to no longer be involved at that point. Live in Urbana, Courtney Bunting, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
Such an incredible story. All right, and Courtney, thank you so much. Now, Bennett was taken to the hospital for a mental evaluation. He has a long history of crimes, and that includes at least 4 felonies.
Major changes are coming to policing in Illinois. Governor Pritzker signed a new police reform bill into law in Chicago today. Capitol Bureau Chief Mark Maxwell is live in Springfield. So, Mark, activists called for more accountability for police after last summer's protests over the killing of George Floyd.
And Paul, now Illinois law will strengthen a ban on chokeholds. It will require police to wear body cameras, penalize officers who don't turn that recording device on, and would let suspects accused of nonviolent crimes go early without having to pay bail before their trial. But it's the rules of engagement, when and how a police officer can pursue or arrest a suspect, that has police most concerned.
Transformative step forward in Illinois' effort to lead the country in dismantling systemic racism.
Governor J.B. Pritzker signed a police reform bill into law Monday afternoon, taking aim at critics who argued restricting police powers would put the public at risk.
Opponents of this law don't want any change, don't believe there is injustice in the system, and are preying upon fear of change to lie and fearmonger in defense of the status quo.
The House Democrat who sponsored the bill,
The healing starts now,
acknowledged critics had some valid points.
This is just a starting point.
And said there's still time to fix any flaws before key portions of the law go into effect.
We do have a 2-year runway. The work, the collaboration must continue to iron out these kinks.
Attorney General Kwame Raoul agreed.
I want to state very clearly that I remain committed to working with law enforcement partners, legislators, the governor's office, and advocates on any cleanup language to address any oversight or unintended consequences.
Why would you write a bill that has problems to start with?
Dave Parsons with the Illinois Fraternal Order of Police described confusion and frustration officers may face under this new law.
Somebody's trespassing on your property, you ask them to leave, they don't leave, you call the police, we say, hey, you need to leave. They won't. The best we can do is issue a summons to appear later, and they could stay right there and continue doing what they're doing illegally, and we cannot do a single thing about it. It's just not safe for the public.
We're hearing a resounding chorus just like that from Republicans and law enforcement across the state. But police did get some of what they bargained for in this proposal. For example, there was a push to defund police departments that didn't wear body cameras. That didn't make it into this bill. A push to end qualified immunity or expose officers to more legal liability should they use excessive force. That did not make it, nor did a plan to weaken police collective bargaining rights or union power. Reporting in Springfield, Mark Maxwell, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
Mark, thanks. Now, a police chief in Alabama wrote to the governor days before he signed this into law.
In my opinion, and the opinion of many others, it's a bad bill, and it will not be good for Illinois residents. It won't be good for Illinois law enforcement.
That's Chief Ed Delmore. His letter is 2 pages long, and he argues signing this is a safety concern. He says many officers in Illinois are now looking to move out of state to a different station, including his own. Some portions of the bill will take effect July 1st. Others will be phased in over the next 4 years.
This is a follow-up. A video has gone viral after a mass shooting in Springfield. We told you about the crime over the weekend. 5 people were shot Saturday morning. 1 of them was killed. We talked to Springfield police today, who are asking any additional videos be sent to the department. They say this helps identify people and find witnesses. No arrests have been made. We will have more from the Springfield Police Department later tonight at 10. Decatur police are investigating after shots were fired a block away from Oak Grove Grade School. That's on Home Park Avenue in Wagoner Street. Officers found shell casings all over the ground. There's no suspect information at this time.
Here's an update now. A former pastor faces up to 23 years in prison for sexually assaulting a teenager who was a member of his congregation. Roger Van Raden pleaded guilty to criminal sexual assault charges. He was involved with the girl for 4 years, since she was 14. This was while he was a youth pastor at Faith Baptist Church in Champaign. The girl came forward about the relationship when she turned 18 in 2019. Van Raden is free on bond.
It was one of the best wins the Illini have had in some time, but was it enough to get them in the top 4 in this week's poll?
Also tonight.
It's contributed to the health and well-being of our community.
You come in contact with them almost every time you go to the store. Why supermarket employees are getting their own day.
All right, Jack, it got warmer.
It did.
It felt really good just to be above freezing.
Above freezing, and the sunshine was even better. Kind of the cherry on top there. It seemed like we're going to have a lot more of those days for the week ahead, and it's going to be pretty dry, too, which is going to be nice. So a lot of very quiet weather expected here for this week after a very active stretch of, well, pretty much the first half so far, first 2/3, I guess, of February. We've got pretty quiet conditions. So today we topped out at 42, which was a little bit warmer than normal, and you'll see that we are going to be calling for more in the way of warm temperatures here over the next few days, as well as maybe a chance for some showers this weekend. All that's